Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
All right, we're back. Diggy 546. Let's get straight to it. Andrew Phillips. I mean, this guy is someone who just does not know how to mind his business. He just won't mind his business. He won't do it. This guy is a cornerback. What? Not even 200 pounds, I don't think. Maybe barely 200 pounds. And he plays like he's a linebacker. The guy plays like he has no regard for his body. He's a linebacker in a corner's body. And they even line him up at what looks like linebacker. He's playing nickel, but he's playing real tight to the middle of that formation. So we're going to go through a lot of his plays, and a lot of his plays aren't even coverage plays. Washington threw a bunch of short passes, and Andrew Phillips, check out the statistics. Check out the statistics. Andrew Phillips had 12 tackles, 7 solo tackles, a sack, and 2 tackles for loss in one game as a slot corner. Talk about wanting your slot corner to be physical. Talk about wanting your slot corner to be an extension of someone that can stop the run. We had issues stopping the run, but it was not because of Andrew Phillips. And we're going to get straight into the physicality here. All right, so first play, Jaden Daniels, empty set. You're going to watch Andrew Phillips drop, take away this comeback if you got one coming. Comeback's not coming, so guess what? I got eyes on Jaden Daniels, and I'm going to make him pay. Take a look at this from this angle, folks. Take a look at Andrew Phillips fly onto the screen, pick him up, and slam him down. All right, next play. Check this out. First off, he got his shoulder out. What cornerback in the NFL do you know has his shoulder out? Which cornerbacks have their shoulder? Tell me, which cornerbacks in the NFL have their shoulders hanging out? I mean, which cornerback do you see this safety, Tyler Newman? Do you see his shoulder out? I don't know who let this crazy dude go out there with his shoulder out. His shoulder pad is all rolled up here. He don't even care. The guy thinks he's a linebacker. Somebody needs to tell him that he's a DB. But just check it out. Watch him fit this run here. Watch him act like a linebacker. Just watch him meet Brian. Watch him meet him in the hole. Well, I mean, did he play linebacker in college or in high school? I mean, he had to play linebacker at some point in his life. Because just watch him fit this hole and go and make the tackle on the running back that outweighs him by like 20, 30 pounds. This is crazy stuff, man. Now, he doesn't put a huge hit on him or anything, but gets him down on the ground. Nice job. All right, next up, you got him right here. You got Dru Phillips lined up right here at slot corner. But again, I mean, what's the difference between his alignment and Micah McFadden's alignment? He's basically playing linebacker again. So you're going to watch him try to get blocked. Terry McLaurin is going to try to block him here. And he's just going to spin off and just make this tackle. I mean, like, he is not someone who's going to be blocked by a wide receiver. He feels like, why would you ever try to block me with a wide receiver? A wide receiver can't block me. I'm a linebacker. Now just let this one play. I mean, the dude thinks he's Fred Warner. He's like sniffing out the screen, going to go get the dude. Like, he jumps on people like he's Fred Warner. Like, crazy stuff, man. I just never, I don't think I've seen, at least on the Giants, as far as me watching the tape in and out, I just haven't seen a corner, even a slot corner, just playing like this. Maybe Terrell Thomas for the Giants a while ago, but he's sniffing out screens. He's a physical player. He's a physical player. All right, now take a look at Dru Phillips here. Pretty much, again, lined up over the guard. Lined up over the tackle here, actually. Take a look at this alignment. Lined up right over the tackle, pretty much. I mean, what's the difference here? So he's lined up right over the tackle, pretty much. He's going to drop back into coverage. He's going to take away this route here. And then he's going to go get the quarterback. It's crazy stuff. I think this was his sack. They counted this one as a sack. Because he dropped back to pass initially. So, yeah, this counted as his sack. drops back in his own. I mean, again, I'm not saying he's Ray Lewis, but I'm saying he's dropping back playing linebacker, looking like he's Fred Warner. The movement, which shows you how good Fred Warner is, because he's just about as fast as this. All right, so we're going to start it right here. Jaden Daniels is going to throw a screen pass that's really well designed to Austin Eckler. And what you're going to see is Andrew Phillips at the top of the screen here. You're going to see him all the way at the top of the screen. He's in coverage. He's your white jersey towards the most highest point of the screen. And you're going to see that this guy does not care about his safety or anybody else's safety. I mean, this maniac does not care about his safety or anyone else's safety, because, I mean, he just about knocked himself out of the game by coming back and laying that hit down. Let's take it from this angle. He just about knocked himself out of the game. The guy does not realize that he's a cornerback. Watch him lay this hit down on Austin Eckler, who is like, what, 4'11", 250 pounds? 4'11", 330 pounds. So, of course, it didn't really affect Austin Eckler. But it just shows that Andrew Phillips doesn't care. I mean, he just doesn't care about anything. He's out there just doing whatever he wants. And look at it, he's dazed and confused, can't get up, came back after the concussion test. But this dude does not care. He just doesn't care. Look at him. All right, so let's take a look here. Dru Phillips isn't on the screen yet, but he's going to fill another gap. And he is so good against the run. He doesn't make this initial tackle, but having a cornerback that is this good at run fits, he's always in the right gap. And he's not afraid to get into these gaps. So this is going to be an option. It's going to go off to Brian Robinson. And as you're going to see, he's going to be able to fill that gap. Coming from off the screen, fill that gap up, let everybody else come clean it up. I know you all are going to say, Diggy, why do you keep showing all of these run plays with a cornerback? Watch this. Listen, I might have to just start calling him the maniac. I got to come up with drop a name down in the comments for what you think Dru Phillips should be called, because this dude is a maniac. He's a maniac. Take a look at this man in the run game. This is ridiculous from the cornerback position. He's going to, slide past that block and go and lower his shoulder and take out the running back. And he's not a guy that's doing a bunch of, getting past the block and just diving and missing tackles. Most of the time, he gets his guy on the ground. And this is Brian Robinson. This is a guy who's very difficult to take down. And it's just so simple for him. Move out of my way, Terry. Moving past the offensive line. I'm going to go get him. Take a look from this angle. Watch 22. Just watch the dude. Watch 22. And just lower his shoulder like that, man. Love to see it. All right, so this next play, you're going to see Dru Phillips just get laid out. And this is where he got robbed. And honestly, this could be a play that is a reason that the Giants lost the football game. Of course, there were a ton of reasons, but this play is definitely a reason. And you're going to see Zach Ertz come off the ball. Dru Phillips is on the line of scrimmage as your corner that's the top of the line of scrimmage here. And you're going to just see him just get run over. And they're going to call a flag on him. I just don't understand how this is defensive holding when you got a guy that just basically runs into you and just flops. So that's what we're doing. That's fine. But Dru Phillips, he got robbed right here. All right, so we're going to take a look at some coverage reps now. So Dru Phillips is 22 right here. And his man is going to be on a crosser all the way across. All the way across the whole field. He's going to have a defender that's in his way that makes him get picked off, which is not his fault. It's not really anybody's fault but the defender that just kind of stands there with no awareness. And you're just going to see this happen. And the defender picks him off and opens this up for a touchdown. Luckily, Jaden Daniels is late with the football, but I can't see who that is from this angle. It looks like a single-digit number. I don't know if that's Deonte Banks, and if so, why is he playing what looks like safety? That might be Tyler Nubin there. I think that's Tyler Nubin right there. I think I see a 3. But essentially, he gets picked off right there. And that's just not good for business. Luckily, like I said, the throw was late. The throw was a little bit off. But not his fault here. Nothing special here. You're just going to see him covering McCaffrey on a slot fade here. Nothing crazy. Decent footwork. Off coverage. Doesn't get beat. Not really an issue. All right, this next play, you're going to see Dru again, pretty much lined up as a linebacker, right over the tackle. And he's just going to take that route away. You're just going to see him take this underneath route away. It ends up going to the zone next to him, but looking at this a couple of times, it doesn't look like this was Dru's zone. It looks like this guy's just on an island. So, did a good job taking this route away right in front of the quarterback, but we got to tighten up these zones. Luckily, he dropped it. All right, so this is the real only sort of coverage deep route cornerback play that you can really point to. Washington did not really run a traditional offense at all. So you're going to see 22 again, and I think here he was baiting the quarterback because I do think he's just about as fast as McCaffrey. You all can make your own decision, but you're going to see him here on this post here. But it looks like he's pretty much jogging. So it looks like he does have that range to cover on these deep posts from these slots. So really his only real, deep down the field coverage rep, and I think he passed the test. All right, so Dru Phillips, again, 12 tackles, a sack, tackle for loss. I think I'm taking away from this game that this dude ain't afraid to tackle. He's not afraid to mix it up. He's not afraid to be physical, and I like that in a slot cornerback. I also think he has the potential to be a really good coverage slot cornerback as well. So I'm excited to see how he looks next week. I mean, the Browns offense is kind of struggling, so it might not be as good of a test. Maybe if Amari Cooper lines up there and he's not having Deontay Banks follow him. But, teams like the Cowboys, teams that are going to be coming up, I'm excited to see him go against these slot receivers that are good players to see how he holds up. And I think you're going to see one. I think eventually you're going to see a pick six because his instincts are off the chart. I think you're going to see a pick six. I think you're going to continue to see him force turnovers. He forced a fumble. I think week 1 he did. So you're going to continue to see big plays from this guy all year. He plays with an edge and an energy that we do not have. We do not normally play with on defense. And I think it's going to continue to get contagious. Him and Tyler Nubin are bringing a lot of juice to that secondary. And I think it's well needed. They're just going to have to continue to grow. And I think we'll continue to see these two pile up tackles. They're up in, I think, the top 3 for rookies and tackles. So it's great to see. So you all let me know what you're thinking of Dru Phillips' fun film breakdown. And we got some preview stuff coming up probably tomorrow. If you made it this deep into the video, come on, just hit the subscribe button. I make Giants content primarily, draft content secondarily, and during the season, I'm going to be doing a lot of reacting to pretty much most of the NFL games and everything NFL. So if you made it this deep, go ahead and join the D6 squad.